You don't get these every day. Well, I'm not gonna lie, I get these every day because that's how we do up here at KDay. But this one is special because you all know that artist when you were like 16, 17 years old that resonated with you. One, because he was from where you come from and he was just spitting that shit. Now, quick little like history lesson. I am a Wake Up Show stan. The reason I am in radio is because listening to the Wake Up Show as a child, man. And this next guest, every time he was on the Wake Up Show, tore it down. And I watched him go from MC, started on the Wake Up Show, to putting out projects on Stone's Throw, to signing a major deal with Interscope, and just taking it worldwide, man. My next guest, Planet Asia.
Yeah. What's
Fresno
good, John?
in the building?
Fresno, West Side Fresno in the building all day. You already know what it is.
Welcome to KDay, man.
Why do rappers always say that you already know what it is? Like we already know what it is. We don't know what the hell it is.
It
you
just
know what
sounds
I'm saying? It just sounds cool. You just get used to saying shit like that. But yeah, I'm great. I'm having a good time, man. It's fresh off a long New York trip working.
What were you doing out there in NY?
I was doing a lot of recording. I finished a project with my man 38 Special with the Trust Movement. Upstate New York got it rocking right now. He's a phenomenal producer and artist, and he hit me up and was like, yo, I want to produce a whole record with you. And I got in the lab with him and banged the shit out. Naturally organic. He made all the beats in front of me, and it's phenomenal. And I'm also working on an album with DJ Scratch, legendary DJ Scratch.
Ooh, amazing producer,
and
by the way,
it's
man.
Crazy. You know, that's one of those albums where he's like a superhero for me, and it's one of those albums he's a producer I always wanted to work with at this capacity.
Right.
And when I'm writing those songs, I'm just in a more youthful it's like a youthful thing because it's a DJ rapper group. So it's taking me back to like my humble beginnings. I'm like, I can actually rhyme about a DJ and, you know, show cats what real hip hop is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, the producer is the backbone, but producer started off from being the DJ at first. You know what I'm saying? So we bringing that element back. Yeah,
that's what's up. What makes a Planet Asia want to still do this in 2019, almost 2020, man?
Being a big ass kid. Nah, but I don't know, man. It's you know, this is some shit you can't get out of.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even if you try to retire, even if I said I was retiring, I probably would be making tapes at the crib.
Right.
Just to have tapes at the crib. You know what I'm saying? Because I have music that I don't ever plan on releasing that I know is just for me, for my musical pleasure. You know what I'm saying? Right. I think music's supposed to be like that.
Right.
You know, you're supposed to have secret music that you put out. You know, because that's what's going to keep you sharp. You know what I mean? But it's like, you know, I'm a fiend for the shit.
Right.
Yeah.
You love it, man.
Yeah.
We all we do. I tried to get on the radio for a couple years and I pulled my ass right back in. I was like, fuck.
Right.
Should have just went to school and been a lawyer like my mom said. You know what I mean?
For real. Right.
Nah, so I said earlier when we started the interview that we come from pretty much the same place. Like Northern Cali, Central Cali, but at one point it was all 209. You know what I'm saying? Take me to the beginning, man. Like, you coming out of Fresno, at that time, I mean, and still even at this time outside of Fashawn, there was nobody coming out of Fresno. Right. What made you want to do that, and how did you even come out of Fresno to take it to where you took it?
You know I'm 42.
Damn.
You know what I'm
Black
saying?
don't crack, folks.
I'll be 43 this year. So I come from
get that mic too.
I'm 42. Yeah. Going on 43 years old. And I just come from a different era, you know what I'm saying? Being outside at a certain era, during a certain time was different than being outside today.
Right.
It was just different. The dangers were even different, whereas you didn't have to worry about like being kidnapped or some bullshit like that. You know what I mean?
Humanly trafficked.
Yeah. It was just more of a watch yourself. You know, watch yourself. You know, it's tough. Cats is tough out here. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was more tough people. It wasn't really about shooting shooting and shit like that. It was more stabbings and like the first person I ever heard get murdered he got stabbed to death. It wasn't like he got shot. It was like, you know, he got cut up. They chopped him up. You know what I mean?
That's a shitty way to go.
So it was just shit like that you had to worry about. But as a kid, you like, that's grown up shit. Like, ain't nobody cutting up kids. Because kids in that era didn't fucking play with grown ups like they do today. Like, for real. It's like a grown up would slap your fucking head off in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? Playing around. It wasn't no joke. So when you hear songs like I Ain't No Joke, that shit was real, G. When you hear songs like I'm Bad, it's funny that it just sounds so normal, but that shit was really what the culture was at that time. Like, yo, I'm that guy, like the Fonz on Happy Days. Like, I'm just that dude. I'm cool. When I come into school, y'all gotta roll out that red carpet. That's hip hop. That's a second generation hip hop.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? As far as like the dudes like Melly Mel and them coming out of like the punk rock and funk era. You know what I'm saying? That's why they dress code was different. Ours was more street, right? Because we was emulating drug dealers. The dress code was of a drug dealer dress code to this day. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because anything outside of that would have been like an alternative version, which you could kind of see when you're not doing this fashion of hip hop. It looks alternative. Today it's kind of like a line drawn between dudes like me and like these designer brand wearing dudes. They're kind of looking like how the first wave of hip hop.
Right.
It's all hip hop.
Yeah.
It's all hip hop.
Yeah.
But they're more like the first wave of hip hop where dudes were imitating Kiss. I was a Kiss fan when I was a kid. I'm old enough to be like, yo, I liked Kiss when I was a kid, but they scared the shit out of me too. So I think that's where my shit comes from. It's just that 80s. I have a strong 80s background before 90s, because people always like, yo, the 90s, but I'm like, that's not where I get my hip hop from.
Right.
I come from the 80s. I was born in the 70s, but grew up in the 80s.
Right. When did you start rhyming? Because I thought you started rhyming like early 90s. Or maybe like, I didn't hear about you until honestly late 90s.
You didn't hear about me, but I've been rhyming since like 86.
Oh, shit.
87. Everybody that know me know that. You know what I'm saying? From where I'm from.
Yeah.
But I was a myth, because I didn't realize I lived in the danger zone. So if you didn't live over where I lived at, you wasn't gonna hear about me. Only a few knew about me. You know, it was just luckily, but you know, I'm like what you call a prodigy or whatever you want to call it, if I'm making sense. Like a if Little Bow Wow wrote his own rhymes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like that.
A little bit more complex, a little Bow Wow.
I'm just saying, like, I'm saying like a child MC.
I feel you.
That wrote his own rhymes. You know what I'm saying? Since I was 9 years old. You know what I mean?
Oh shit. Okay.
I did my first show when I was 13 with Cypress Hill.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? I met Premier when I was like, I met Premier when I was like 14, 15. You know what I'm saying?
What did he tell you when you met him as a teenager?
That I was dope. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
He told me, you know, my whole crew. You know, because I was with a crew at that time. We was like a baby Wu-Tang before Wu-Tang. You know what I'm saying? It was like the same thing they were doing, because like Hit Squad was the squad, right?
Right.
EPMD is funny that I'm with DJ Scratch now.
Right.
But that's where that crew thing started. People don't know Wu-Tang saw that and imitated that. The Hit Squad. That's why you like, we're gonna put all these rappers together as a crew. The thing is that Wu-Tang actually made a record together. Hit Squad never made a record together. You know what I'm saying? So that's how that void. But it all comes. That crew thing was more of a Hit Squad, Juice Crew. You know what I'm saying? So it was all about having crews and dudes that could rhyme on your level or whatnot. And it was more about the art back then. We was battling, a lot of battles. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm a real culture baby.
So how did you make the transition from just being a local MC to going to Stone's Throw?
I have to be clear. I never was on Stone's Throw.
You weren't?
No, I just put out a single on Stone's Throw. I never was on Stone's Throw. It just feels like it. But I've only put out one song on Stone's Throw.
Which was the Definition of Ill?
Yeah.
Damn, I thought like you put out, I don't know why I thought that, but I felt like.
I never put out
Was that like your first like big look though?
My first look would be the Wake Up Show joint, as far as biggest look, but then it would be Definition of Ill and Take It Back Home on Rascal's album.
We get into Rascal.
You know what I'm saying?
We get into the Cali Agents.
Because that's what got me there. It was Rascal's album. So it would have to be Take It Back Home. It was a.
So Take It Back Home came out first?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was Take It Back Home. It was around the same time. My Vinyl Weighs a Ton and Time Waits for No Man.
Right.
They were around the same time because we went on tour together at the time.
Okay.
My first tour, actually. My first real tour.
Right.
Was with Jungle Brothers and Peanut Butter Wolf and Rasco in London. You know what I'm saying? And that was like 98, 7, something like that.
Do you still chop it up with Rasco?
That's my partner. That's my ride partner.
We don't get some more Cali
Rasco
agents?
since I was 13.
We don't get another Cali agents?
Yeah, you get one.
We need that, man. That How the West Was won.
Yeah.
And AD, you stole that title, man, for your concerts.
He's been knowing me most of my life.
To us on the West Coast.
This ain't no rap thing with me and him. He's older than me.
Right.
But I was rhyming before him.
Wow.
He'll tell you that.
Nah, it kind of showed him some of those bars, though. Because he was kind of barring
hold on. He was in college when I was in junior high school, right? Mm-hmm. And we all danced. Dancing was like regular thing back then. He was a dancer for a group called Various Blends. Mm-hmm. I looked up to them, but they fucked around and put Rascal on a song. And it was over with. I was like, yo, this nigga's Rakim. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, that voice.
Yo, at this time, I could play you some shit right now. You'll be like, that's Rascal? Yo, he damn near sound like a gangster Kane or some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like for real, like a West Coast Big Daddy Kane or some shit. And I'm like, yo, this. One day I walked into a fucking a club, and back then I would get introduced to music in the club, and I'm thinking it's some new shit popping. I'm getting closer to the DJ. It's fucking Rascal holding the mic.
Oh shit!
I didn't know he was rhyming yet. I'm like, yo, you the illest out of your crew, bruh. Like, you the one. Like, some Golden Child shit. Like, first time rhyming, and you're the one. He just was dope from the gate.
Damn.
Yeah, and then so that when he came out with Unassisted, that shit was big. It was like, that's still one of the biggest hip hop independent singles in the history of hip hop.
Yeah, because I think what people from outside of LA and the Bay, just outside of California, don't realize is that here in California, what was it, like late 90s, early 2000s, we had a very strong, like 12-inch single underground movement that went on. And it was you, it was J5, it was Dilated, it was Rasco. One of the things from that era that always stuck with me is that you guys pushed the line for it. I feel like back then there was always like that was the commercial versus underground.
Yeah, it was.
You know what I'm saying?
It was.
And back then I was like a hip hop purist. I was like, man, that ain't real hip hop. That shit's whack. Blah blah. That ain't whatever. So the thing I loved about the Cali Agents was that you guys had the all the songs were just about like the whack ass record label. Motherfuckers not keeping it real. I heard you went platinum on your first album. Now ask me this. How come the second time you only sold about 200,000? What's that telling you?
That was
means
crazy.
your fans was never down.
Great today.
Got me thinking, damn, maybe I should have stayed underground.
You see what you just said though? Yo, if you sold 200,000 today, that's platinum. Like what? I'm sending everybody kids to college. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy, right?
That was a
failure back then. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's how good it was. 200,000 sold. If I sold 200,000 right now,
you are the main dude in the building.
Everybody got to listen to what I got. You got to fake laugh at my jokes after that. Straight like that. You better laugh when I crack this joke. He sold 200,000.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But those are the good old days, man. Independent distribution and getting record deals, and it just seemed like shit was just everything was up for grabs.
Right. So I remember all that, and then I remember at this point, Planet Asia is buzzing out here.
Right.
And then comes the Interscope deal.
Right.
What happened with and Pure Coke was my shit.
Presidents, two different presidents.
As far as Interscope goes,
I got signed by Tom Wiley, and Tom Wiley left and went to Warner Brothers.
Oh.
And you know how that goes. The president goes, everything else goes with the president.
Right.
So I didn't feel like playing that game no more, so I just went back to doing what I was doing.
Right.
Because I felt like it didn't really matter at that point. I was like already in every magazine, and I did all my hip hop dreams. I'm touring. As long as I can stay on the road and put out music, That's all I really cared about.
Do you think Interscope really understood you as an artist?
Nah, not at that time because I was just a little bit. Everything that's happening now is what I was doing then.
Right.
All the producers that are super platinum producers now are the producers that I was using.
Right.
As my debut album. You know what I'm saying? I mean, name them. I had them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, I remember Pure Coke. Cause that's when I first started like really getting DJing too. So that was like
right.
It wasn't one of my first pieces of vinyl, but it was still in those early days.
I was still in my growth and development stages, though. I say that my music now is way more mature and put together, way better than then. Those were like lightweight attempts and reaches because I had a lot of people around me in my ear, so I couldn't really just do this, and the fact that it wasn't really no lane for the type of music that we do now. Because like how we was talking about the loops and the, that lane wasn't really open yet.
Right. Yeah, because I feel like if you coming out the West and you weren't gangster as fuck, then it's almost like the labels didn't understand you and they wanted to,
yo, what are you doing? Like,
you need a Dr. Dre beat. Like that was the remedy for everything.
Jake One, who was that? JD, who is
you
that?
Wait, so you had
Madlib.
You had Mad. I didn't even think about this.
DJ Khalil, why you don't want Timberland? No, I want fucking High Tech. I want Battle Cat. I want you know what I mean? Everybody that you hear today that's popping. I even did 2 joints with Kanye.
Did you?
Yeah.
Damn.
He probably don't know that, but I got 2 Kanye joints. You know what I'm saying? I did one with Denai Porter and Martin Luther.
High Tech, I remember that.
Yeah, I got joints, man. Shit, man. Eric Rico. I mean, whoever is somebody, I did something with them during that time as far as production.
Damn, I didn't even think about it until you really, really put it in context like that, but you really did, though.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go through the mid-2000s where I feel like we were still trying to find our way.
We was trying to find our way.
Yeah.
That was dope. That was my most stressful time.
Okay, so explain this period to me because it's like, people never really think our favorite rappers have a life outside of music.
You talking about selling out. I'm talking about like, and I ain't talking about like just the rappers. I'm talking about the people that was like behind the scenes, the shit that I was hearing during the corny rap era, like the super corny rap era. I remember dudes saying dumb shit like, yo, we don't want to hear no lyrics, B.
I know, which was crazy to me.
Like, okay, I know you don't want to hear, I don't want to hear rapidy rap, but I want to hear like,
some substance.
You be able to hold a fucking 16. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I always feel like cats would say that shit because they couldn't do it.
Yo, when it got to no disrespect, but when that shit started being like, am I Laffy Taffy? I was like, what the fuck?
Okay, I'm gonna tell you some crazy shit right now. There's always like every era, there's moments where I'm like, this shit is whack.
Yeah.
Hip hop can't get any worse.
Yeah.
But then something else comes out that's worse. This shit is whack. It can't get any worse. Once we got to Laffy Taffy, because, and I'm sorry to throw shots.
When New York put out fucking chicken noodle soup and shit.
Oh, man.
I'm just like, yo, they just doing any fucking thing now. But at the same time, I wasn't complaining because due to the fact that I got knowledge of self, I see things before it happens. I was like, this is just the laws of nature. What goes up must come down. What as it is above is below, and that things go in cycles. We had to be deprived of what we were used to. You know what I'm saying? Right. So now when you actually hear something that's good, it's like, goddamn, you taste that? Shit, I can taste every morsel in this motherfucker because you ain't had it in so long. You like, somebody rhyming halfway decent is like, shit, you taste that? That shit good. You like, it's all right. It ain't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pharaoh, you know what I'm saying? So it's just, you know what I'm saying? You could be a bland MC today and kind of get over.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because it's not really, you ain't really going up against that.
So how did you survive, that era to be where you're at now? Like what?
Style. I think it's just style. I think beyond just me rapping, I think it's just style. Like me as just me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm just being Planet Asia works. I don't have a something you can put your finger on all the way. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like it keeps changing. I can change with the times. You know what I'm saying? I don't really have a rancid style where I didn't pick a outfit that would play out basically.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
My outfit still rocks, like Ralph Lauren or some shit. Like
Right.
polos forever. Certain brands, Levi's are forever. You either gonna wear them baggy or you gonna wear them skinny, but you gonna have some form of Levi's in your shit.
Real talk.
Guess jeans been around since I was. You know what I mean?
You wear no red monkey jeans.
Exactly. You're not wearing all that. The basics are gonna always be here because they understand the formula.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's just, it's certain shit. Just Nike's gonna be here. Vans, look how long Vans been here since I was a baby. You know what I mean? Like, shit is gonna always be around. You know, gold, jewelry. Some things are just gonna always.
Right, and I guess as an MC, as a rapper, that's what you want to try to do because I mean, a lot of cats. I remember they had moments.
They had moments,
but their style was just like.
Careful. You gotta be careful because you gotta look at yourself as a brand where it's like, damn, am I Cross Colors? Am I Echo Unlimited now? Have I become Echo Unlimited now? Have I become South Pole? No disrespect to those brands, but you know what I mean. That's how I look at it. See, like Slick Rick is Ralph Lauren to me. Mm-hmm. He don't even have to make an album, G. Like that's Slick Rick.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Some shit. He could come out with an album tomorrow, and I'm gonna go buy that shit.
Yeah,
facts. Don't let it be like produced by some ill producer. It's a rap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's some shit just ain't gonna never play out.
That's what's up.
And you gotta choose your style wisely. You know, if you gonna jump that hurdle, just be prepared for what comes with it.
I've seen a lot of cats get caught up trying to chase singles.
And I've seen dudes come with the biggest singles in the world and can't get booked for shit. No one wants to hear that shit. They even outgrew the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Who's gonna be singing Chicken Noodle Soup when they fucking 50 years old?
Paulina.
You know what I mean? Exactly.
Look at them biker shorts. You can't tell what she ain't
I'm saying as an artist, but as an artist though. You know
no, real talk. You don't want to be a grown ass man singing Chicken Noodle Soup with a soda on the side, and not to knock
that, but you don't.
Because really, I can't even hate on anybody of color just getting their money and possibly changing their whole family's lineage.
Love it.
I can never hate on that. Like,
part.
But
I'm just giving you the aspect. I'm not even saying that I don't like those songs. I'm just saying, shit. I liked Superman that hoe too as a fun song to have, but. Are you gonna be 40 years old?
They get mad at me because I like Blueface.
Superman? I think Blueface too.
Is dope.
Will he even be able to spit his own bars when he gets 40? Like, how did I say that shit again? How did I say that? You know
the wet sign to catch him wet.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be careful,
right,
with what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're not gonna be wearing. We used to wear pants so baggy back in the day. You could put a fucking 40-ounce in my front pocket.
Shit. Do you remember
We're not
doing
jeans? That no more. I remember selling them, not wearing them.
Shit.
Never wore a pair.
Fuck, man.
But yeah, I remember dudes used to wear that shit. I mean, everybody was baggy,
especially
man.
in Central Cali.
Yeah. Everybody was baggy, jean the fuck up in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? But that was our style. But like, go back and look at your pictures.
Oh, yeah.
You're not wearing that shit.
Man.
You know
I wore some shit. I was heavy in the FUBU.
See?
Man.
See what I'm saying? Let me catch you. You know what I mean?
Like that. No reason I needed to be triple XL.
See what I'm saying?
At 14 years old. Hey, so okay, music-wise, what's coming next? What can we expect next?
The DJ Scratch album, the album with 38 Special, Snow Goons album out of Europe, All Go Everything, Keita, Cali Agents. I mean, everything gold chain, man. All go everything. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It'll be a lot.
Is that Day One that just stepped in the building?
Yeah.
Hey, here, I'm on the shout out Day One in the building.
Good.
You know, we just going down memory lane right now, man. I used to record the Wake Up Show when this man would come on because it was Planet Asia. You know what I mean? But shout out to Day One. This is Beats and Bars. You know, Day One's a little bit late, but I wanted to say, get the music because the music is still fire. I can't wait for the album with you and Scratch.
Yeah, it's fire, man.
And the Cali Agents album. That's the one I'm really
Get that Initials on My Jewelry that's out right now. Initials on My Jewelry, gold chain music, totally produced by Dirty Diggs. Shit is fire.
That's what it is, man.
Oh, wow. My bad.
No at night. Oh, yeah, good point. Before we wrap up.
I neglected it. It was the guy. And it was the older guy too. It was the older guy. I'll call him back right now. I'll be like, watch this. Y'all want to hear one of the older guys speak? Watch this. He's funny too. Peace to the God.
Hey, yo, what's going on, baby?
I'm here at the radio station. I got you live on the air, God.
What up?
Tell them who you with.
What's
Tell them who you.
mathematics?
What's today's math, God?
Got you do balls up, man.
They want to know what's today's math, God.
You don't say we need this math out here.
I knew you were talking about that.
Yeah. Born, right?
To be brought into existence mentally as well as physically.
To be brought into existence mentally as well as physically. Born. That's today's mathematics.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's what it is. All right, God, I'm going to get at you.
All right, peace, guys.
Peace, peace.
Beats and bars.
That's
935
the older God.
KDay.
That was the older God, Natural Dubar, Allah from the Allah School in Mecca in Harlem.
That's what it is. All right, well, we're going to take a quick break, but you know what's coming up next, because Day One is here for a reason. We call this Beats and Bars for a reason. Planet Asia is about to bless us with some bars.
Hey, homie, we up in here.
And we got Henny, 935 KDay.